developers, the thing that unifies all of them is that they're passionate about making games above all else.
Games have gone back to like the bedroom coder days of the 80s because people just want to be creative.
It's not really about making a lot of money. I think the best, most creative thing comes out from just working passionately for something you love.
There's no greater pleasure than bringing something new into the world. Working with Sam, me drawing him, programming, and at the end of it, something existing that didn't before.
We have an experience that we want to share with the world. We want a game that we want people to play. We don't want other external forces coming in and mixing that up.
What the AAA industry does and how it does it immediately shows you the need for people doing smaller projects, experimental projects, innovative projects, projects that are about personal expression and artistry rather than big bucks and making the most money.
Indie games can touch on a lot of things that mainstream games can't, because when you're making a AAA game, there are certain expectations about the way that game needs to be presented. It needs to be really pretty in a particular kind of way, and it needs to be of a certain length.
I had to deal with a lot of people being like, how are you going to sell this to the Call of Duty audience? And I'm like, I'm not trying to fucking aim at the Call of Duty audience. Like, that's not what this game is about.
You know, the App Store has really kind of changed the video games game. It's so open to everybody that anybody can really be an indie developer.
On the iOS App Store, the person in the #1 spot may be a two-person studio, and the person in the #2 spot may be EA, which is a huge, huge company.
The international accessibility of digital downloads has put everyone on this completely even keel.
It's kind of like the punk music culture, because developing indie games was a thing that arose out of people wanting to do their own thing.
They can say, this is the kind of game I want to make, no one can tell me otherwise.
Indie games are driving a lot of the innovation in the industry.
If you're a small team, you can allow yourself to take risks.
And with independent developers, you have so many people striving to do something for the player, do something for the fun of it, that they can go and make crazy things.
I feel the indie scene is where creators can actually really create. I've often felt that I would actually much rather design a game for free and have some other job that I'm doing, just because that'll allow more freedom of expression.
Clearly this is the art form of the future, and there's going to be a tremendous number of young people growing up playing video games, realizing that they could in fact be an indie developer.
You don't mind exploding every time you die, do you?
The ultimate horror fantasy of game developers is that you make that game that you set out to make. You make that Citizen Kane, you make that masterpiece, and no one gives a shit. That's terrifying.
I'm channeling some very dark thoughts into this game.
Why are we doing this? This sucks. This is so bad.
What would I do if I could put anything I want in the game? And then you realize, you know, I can.
If art is defined by, you know, your perspective on the world has changed after you experience it, games are art. That's gotta be how it is, right?